Put the lid on it. Two medium-sized white potatoes. I've got one small yellow bell pepper, one medium purple onion, some tomato sauce, tomato paste, about a tablespoon, garlic powder, paprika, salt and pepper, chili powder, some chives, and a tiny dash of red pepper flakes, and 1 can of beef broth. So y'all, let's turn around here now, and we're going to show you how to do this ground beef recipe. Okay, we're going to start with just browning our ground beef and getting it ready. We're going to get our potatoes fork tender, but not cooked all the way, while the ground beef is cooking. This right here is just a fast, easy way to use up 1 pound of ground beef to make a meal for your family on a budget. Now that my ground beef has started cooking good, I'm going to go ahead now and add my onions and peppers. And just let all that start cooking together. Depending on your ground beef, you may need to drain the grease off, or if you're using a ground beef that don't have a lot of fat, you won't have to. But this one I'm going to have to drain because it does have quite a bit of grease coming out of it. So we will be draining this one. This is how our meat mixture looks after we've let it sit here and drain. Okay, now we've got it back in the pan. We're going to add our tomato sauce. Around 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And now we're just going to let that sit there for around 4 to 5 minutes and simmer. One cup of the beef broth. My tomato paste is starting to unthaw. You can see how it's turning a darker red. And now we're going to add all our other spices and our salt and pepper. Fully mix it good, incorporate all those spices and seasonings. And let it sit there and just simmer for around 5 to 6 more minutes while our potatoes are getting fork tender. Boiling your potatoes separate helps keep the starch out of your mixture. You don't want all that extra starch in your ground beef dinner. Now we're going to put our 2 potatoes, drained and fork tender, in our ground beef. And now we're just going to toss and mix in our potatoes. And now we're going to put the lid on it and let them simmer for 15 minutes. And here we have cornmeal, vegetable oil, a little bit of the sugar, and 1 egg, and a tiny bit of milk, about 1/4 of a cup. And I'm going to make these single servings little cornbread pans to go with our ground beef dinner. I didn't want to do a whole recipe on cornbread because I just want to fill up these 2 little pans. Look how cute they are. They're like little loaves. And now we're going to bake these on 350 until they're done. I'll just have to watch them because I've never made cornbread in these. I've let it simmer and it's almost ready. And my cornbread's almost ready. But that right there is about how thick I like my sauce to get. If you want it thinner, just don't cook it quite as long. But you can see right there, it's got a little, it's not quite, it's a little thick. It's not real thin. That's how Travis likes it. Just get it ever how your family likes it. And if you see you're having a little trouble of getting it thick, just take the lid off and let it cook down, and a lot of the juice will come out. Okay, y'all, this is our video on a poor man's stew. And we made us some cornbread to go with it. So if y'all like our video on this poor man's stew, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe. This right here is a recipe that you can make using what you have. You can put any kind of vegetables that you have in it to use up. Don't let them go to waste. With groceries being as high as they are right now, we need to save money every which way we can and use every little thing we have. This right here was an easy dinner, y'all. Give it a try. Thanks for watching.